Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Generational Wealth Wednesday to each and every one of you. Holy moly, what's going on with the market right now? We're going to go over the numbers. We can't throw shade at the numbers today. Bitcoin, what did it hit or almost hit? 72,000, 72K. We can't ignore that. We can't ignore that. So we're going to go over the numbers because the market is doing, a little bit more than what the market does. We'll go over that. We got some interesting stuff from David Schwartz. From our guy Solomon. King Solomon did a video today. I'm going to share a clip from that. Shout out to King Solomon. I hope you're doing well, bro. Some people are still and anyway, I'll go over the video and I'll share it. Look, institutional grassroots, people still missing it. People are still missing it, but we'll get into that. We'll cover that as well. All right, guys, listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's get into it. Look, according to CoinGecko, let me refresh this because this is interesting. The total cryptocurrency market cap is 2.79 trillion. Let me see how high Bitcoin got today. Did it hit 72? No, like 71.8. Like 71.8. It hit like that. Maybe I thought I saw 71.8 or 9, but there it is. That's what it did. So that's pretty cool for Bitcoin. It's currently trading at $71,185. On the 30-day, Bitcoin is up 12% on the 30-day. Ethereum is trading at $3,847 on the 30-day. It's up 24%. Okay. Solana is, love you. Solana is currently trading at $173 on the 30 days, up 11%. Now, remember in the live stream I did, I showed you that clip, that chart from Raoul Pal about the annualized return year over year. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, top three. Bitcoin, 122%, I believe it was. Ethereum, 151%. Solana, 220-something% year over year. Those are the numbers annualized year over year. You got to pay attention to that because I believe we're just getting enamored with this banana zone. We're just enamored with the one moon and, kind of missing out on the long-term bigger picture of just holding an asset and letting the year over year thing do its thing, right? This new financial system, these assets are the real value, right? Those are the real values. And our beloved XRP is at 52%. On the 30-day, it's up down 3.8%. It's a very interesting, baffling thing. Now, everyone's going to say it's the lawsuit and all these different things. But how can we say it's the lawsuit in the SEC and then say we won the lawsuit? I know remedies are not over, right? It's not done yet. The remedies, they're not final yet. It's just something very odd about this. And how about this? We got a CEO of the largest exchange in the world in jail, convicted, billions in a fine. Ripple didn't pay, not yet, right? Hasn't paid anything. None of those guys are in jail. Let's put it to you this way. Clark, Larson, and Garlinghouse aren't in jail. The CEO of the largest exchange in the world is in jail, and Binance had a new all-time high. Explain to me how that makes sense and compared to XRP. Explain that to me. Who are institutions making this happen over here with Binance Coin? Are banks and institutions and FIs, are they making it happen here with Binance Coin at 106 billion market cap? Do you understand what I'm saying? I get it. I know we want to say real world use case, solve a real problem. I just would humbly submit to you that the BNB holders from day one are cashing in and have cashed in. The great thing about it is a lot of us have BNB and had BNB in addition to holding XRP. My point about is not which one is better. My point is that the thing that everyone and I'm going to share with you in this X, everyone keeps saying the things that we don't need. We don't need grassroots. We don't need a bottom-up approach. When the institutions come, when they come, it's going to happen. And they keep ignoring the grassroots efforts in Solana and the grassroots effort and BNB. BNB, come on. I mean, the chain is great. The fees are awesome, right? But what we want to do is compare how the wallets look instead of comparing how it looks inside the wallet. Anyhow, I digress. All right, let's go into some X stuff here. Now, this is some big stuff because this is happening in my home state right now. Let's go. Let's go, Tejas. Let's go, Tejas. So just in, BlackRock and Citadel plan to launch a new national stock exchange in Texas to compete with the New York Stock Exchange. Here's a video of BlackRock CEO explaining how tokenization is the next evolution in finance. I mean, that's cool. Every stock, every bond will be tokenized in a ledger. And I think they're starting that exchange to lead in that genre, to lead the tokenization of assets. They want to lead in that. Interesting that they picked Texas. Now, I saw something. I don't think I have it saved here. Obviously, it's from the governor, Tejas, so of course he's going to say it, but the numbers are the numbers. The dude is saying like Tejas is Texas largest, the GDP for Texas is like the 6th largest in the world. What the world? I wish I had that, but I was like, it is? Said it was like the 6th largest in the world. But in any case, they're doing it in Texas. You know, I got all that kind of mining going on in Texas. You know, Consensus, I think the largest kind of deal in crypto event is in Austin every year. It's interesting to me. Player Networks put this video out. Help build the future of cross-chain DeFi. Get rewarded for just participating. Curious? Let's dive deeper and truly grasp F assets, a trustless bridging system that brings DeFi to the digital asset XRP, to the digital asset Bitcoin, and to the digital asset Doge, amongst others. Unlocking a $1 trillion DeFi market. It's going to be so curious to see the devs and the builders taking a look at this Flare blockchain, taking a look at this layer cake, and seeing what they're going to do with Bitcoin, and seeing what they're going to do with Doge, and seeing what they're going to do with I'm fascinated to see. Right now, we got Scepter is going to be the liquid staking. I'm excited about that. I'm always excited about first movers on next level layer ones. So I'm excited about Scepter. I'm excited about Kinetic Market lending protocol. First mover on Flare Network. Very, very excited about that. We'll see what happens. I think first mover is important. The ecosystem has proven out that, you know, there's a good shot that one or both may have a token. You get the first mover's advantage, and maybe you get a 5 million% return, like the people who were first movers on base chain called Aerodrome Finance. Aerodrome Finance, 5 million% gain. Yeah. I know. Where's the utility? Where's the world? How's it solving the real world problem? I have people in my life saying like, it's solving my real world problems, paying my rent. It's paying my mortgage right now. That's a real world problem. Oh my goodness. So this is some interesting stuff. I don't know. It's like some music going on in this thing. I hope I don't get something like here.
Today, the total value of all public blockchain assets is approximately $1 trillion. However, more than 70% of this value is made up of tokens from blockchains that can't support smart contracts, a critical requirement for decentralized applications. The F-asset system, developed by Flare Labs, allows these assets, such as Bitcoin, XRP, and Dogecoin, to be used trustlessly in smart contracts on Flare. Minting these tokens as F assets enables them to earn rewards in DeFi and other types of decentralized applications. Once the F assets are minted on Flare, they can also be bridged to other networks using Layer Cake. For developers, this means secure, trustless access to a vast amount of currently untapped value and new potential users. To securely represent these assets on a smart contract chain without requiring a centralized third party, the F-asset system relies upon Flare's native data acquisition protocols. Firstly, the Flare Time Series Oracle for decentralized price feeds, and secondly, the Stake Connector for trustless verification of transactions on the underlying chain. F-assets are backed by 3 asset types: the underlying, Flare native token collateral, and either stablecoin or wrapped Ether collateral. The process of minting and redeeming F-assets is supported by independent agents. Their role in the system is secured through over-collateralization, removing the need to trust any counterparty. To mint F-assets, the minter must first select an agent and pay them a small fee to reserve the required collateral. The minter then sends the agent the underlying asset, with the stake connector used to prove the transaction has taken place on the other chain. With the payment verified, the F-assets are then minted as ERC20 tokens on Flare. These tokens can be used within DeFi on Flare or bridged to another chain. F-assets unlocks the value of non-smart contract tokens. Unlike many wrapped asset systems, F-assets are trustless, meaning there's no centralized entity involved in the process. Holders of F-assets on Flare will also earn FLR from the cross-chain incentive pool for bringing value onto the Flare network.
It's just good stuff, baby. It's good stuff. It's some good stuff there. I can't wait to see what's good there, to see what's going on. I always say, you know, I did a video, a live stream last night. When I hear people like Charlie Shrem, you know, eyes are open when Hugo's talking to him, I see him with his eyes open. I see a dude who knows how to make money, and Arthur Hayes, who understands you know, the inner workings of technology. It's a real smart guy. I'm shilling Flare. That just says something. Here's the great thing. Since I'm here to create, you know, to start a journey of creating generational wealth for me and my family, I can hold other assets. I can hold as many assets as I want, as many meme coins as I want. I don't have to be beholden to one asset, one blockchain, or one project. Isn't that cool? And you don't either. That's the cool thing. Don't be fooled by people talking about real world utility and how to solve real world problems. That is a false narrative. It's a false narrative. This market, since inception, has been about speculation. It's been about speculation for the most part, and narratives, speculation and narratives. DeFi is a real thing. People think that it's not a real thing. There's no real use case to DeFi. DeFi is the new financial system. Decentralized finance, that includes tokenization. Tokenization is a subset of decentralized finance. The tokenization of real world assets, in my opinion, is a subset of decentralized finance. Treasuries tokenized is a financial instrument. It's a financial instrument. I think what David and Ripple X is looking to do, I believe it can work, but they got to make it work. This is so interesting coming from Eleanor Terrett. This is interesting to me. News, she says, look what has found its way into a House appropriations budget bill that is set to be marked up at a hearing tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. One of the provisions, or policy writers, as they like to put it, of the bill prohibits the SEC from using appropriated funds to implement this SOB 121, as well as its controversial climate disclosure rule. It also provides the SEC with just $2 billion in overall funding in fiscal year 2025, compared to the $2.59 requested by Gary Gensler earlier this year. It also cuts It also cuts back funding of the SEC's aggressive enforcement division by $168 million. I'm told the bill will likely pass on party lines tomorrow, and then will have to be negotiated with any appropriation bill the Senate passes. But positive news for the SAB 121 policy writer is that many Senate Dems also voted to overturn SAB 121, including Senator Schumer. So it's likely that the provision will be kept in when the final bill finally gets voted on. And shout out to Eleanor Terra to share that. Monica Long here is in a bit of an interview, kind of sharing some stuff about what the goings on at Ripple. Let's take a listen to this.
Yeah, are you starting to see some of them? I think that there will be, more influx of institutional interest into the space. BlackRock has been the 800-pound gorilla entering with the Bitcoin ETF, and now with the ETH ETF cleared in the US. I think we can expect to see even more institutional interest in the space. In terms of the ETF approval, it seemed like a sort of a seminal moment, and there was a lot of talk about institutional investment coming into crypto. What exactly are we starting to see here? Are you starting to see some of the more traditional players wanting to enter this market via the ETFs? I think, yes, absolutely, via the ETFs, as well as through tokenization of real world assets. So that's something we're seeing from our custody customer base, major banks like SocGen being leaders here to tokenize different securities assets like bonds.
And just on a side note, I was listening to Raw Paul today, being on Crypto Banter, and he said something that I think was significant. He said Wall Street, it's interesting, he's put it this way. He said Wall Street is not getting into Ethereum ETFs, right? They want to be on Ethereum. Like they want to, the RIAs and stuff will be in these big Ethereum ETFs, and maybe he means Bitcoin as well. But I thought that was interesting. He was saying that Wall Street, because he told Rand, no, you're confusing Wall Street with these RIAs and financial planners. These RIA and financial planners are not interested. He was speaking in reference to the ETH ETF. He said the RIAs and financial planners will, they're not interested in yield like Wall Street is. Wall Street is interested in Ethereum for yield, because if there's yield of 4 or 5, 6%, they can now create other products around that. Wall Street, the Goldmans of the world. RIAs will be taking advantage of ETFs. Wall Street, Goldmans, and those dudes will be taking advantage of Ethereum on the chain, leveraging the yield, which is interesting to me, because, with this proof of stake thing now, the heavy hitters can leverage that. And the fact that they'll be able to create kind of products around it is significant. So that's just something of note. Tokenization that's another thing that I think that Wall Street may look to leverage as well, because you get the US stuff, you get the treasuries, you get the bonds, you get them tokenized, and you get some yield from that as well.
And equities. You mentioned the ETH ETF. How significant do you think that's going to be? Will it be as significant as Bitcoin, given, it is still the second largest, but it is a smaller market cap, and perhaps not understood as well by the retail investor base and even the institutional investor base? I think that the market awareness and education of what's happening in crypto is increasing and expanding. So I think, that we can see more stories and narratives around the ecosystem of activity that's being developed on top of Ethereum. So we can wait and see what happens. I want to move away from the markets onto Ripple, because you made a big announcement earlier this year around a Ripple stablecoin. Why? US dollar stablecoins are a major market. So stablecoins overall today are about $160 billion in market cap. You see projections of this market reaching about $3 trillion within the next 4 to 5 years. And I think that's for a few reasons. One is just demand to hold US dollars, easy access to US dollars in various parts of the world. 2, for payments, which has been the core of our business for many years. So the reason we're entering this market is we see demand from our customers, financial institutions of various types, who want to use blockchain for more efficient global payments and want to do it using a US dollar stable. Ripple, we have a 10+ year legacy of being a very trusted, compliant, secure player in the enterprise space. So I think we're a great candidate to bring a trusted US dollar stable to the market.
A lot of people wanted me to ask this question. When are you planning to launch it?
We're working on it right now, and you can expect to see more from us later this year.
So is it likely going to launch this year then?
Likely.
Have you begun buying the assets to back that at the moment as well?
We're working on all of the things you need to do in order to bring a product like this to market. So everything from the banking relationships to the distribution relationships to compliance. That's number one for us, is making sure that we are, abiding by the rules and regs per jurisdiction and have the right licensing.
And just the relationship between the stablecoin and XRP. Obviously, you use XRP in some of your products in terms of the cross-border. If you've got the stablecoin, is there a need for XRP in this mix?
Absolutely. We use a mix of assets to serve our payments customers, so including stable coins as well as XRP. The use case for XRP in particular is as it was envisioned by the original creators of the ledger and of XRP, and that is as a bridge asset for the long tail of currency pairs. And we're talking about tokenization of other types of assets. In the future, when you have new types of assets tokenized on chain, having a really efficient intermediary bridge asset to make any pair liquid is important.
And just a very quick final question, Monica. As we think about the ETF landscape that's happening, we've got a potential approval for Ether. Do you expect any XRP ETFs to pop up?
I think it would make a lot of sense. If you think about it, only XRP and Bitcoin have regulatory clarity on status in the US. XRP has been a top 10 crypto asset by market cap and is about a top 5 if you look at daily traded volume. So I think that would make a lot of sense.
So that's good stuff. Good stuff. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Monica. Good for you. So yeah, and so everyone keeps asking, if you got the stable, why do you need the XRP? It's a valid question. It is 1000% a valid question. And Ripple is taking a very, very approach of we're going to be very customer centric, and what the customer wants, we're going to provide it to them. If they want to do some stable coin thing, we got it. If they want to use a crypto or a digital asset, once we explain the pros and the cons to each one, and they say, yeah, I like to do this and use this bridge currency, XRP, they'll have it. That's Ripple's approach. You got to understand that. It is what it is. It's their business, right? And so, and there's their particular product. So I think that this more and more stuff that they do on chain is going to be better for XRP. And I think a stable coin is going to be big time, significant, done properly, right? So having the liquidity of that stable coin is going to be massive. And of course, I think the Zonic thing that I think people are sleeping on, that partnership with Zonic, I think it ends with a Q. So you try to figure out the spelling, Zonic. Having the tokenization for projects to come on and tokenize stuff and have it be a very simple 1, 2, 3 approach, I think it's going to be significant, right? I notice in different ecosystems, they have tokenization of real world asset here, but they have to build it out. Like, for example, there's Polytrade. Polytrade had to build their thing out themselves. There's Polylastic, which is an index of funds. There's Defactor, which is an RWA play as well, right? And so those projects have to build their thing out themselves. And what I see is this 1, 2, 3 approach that Zonic is offering to people wanting to leverage the prowess of the XRPL, as these projects, by way of Zonic, can just take a little 1, 2, 3 step approach, and it'd be significantly easier to build out their RWA project, leverage liquidity on the XRPL, leverage the digital asset XRP, take advantage of all the prowess that's native to the XRPL. I think those will be the game changers. So don't sleep on Zonic. I think it's going to be significant. And then you add on top of that the integration. So you got a new project that's going to be able to leverage XLR's integration in the 50 chains, be able to leverage the EVMOS, the EVMOS bridge thing that they're doing as well. So this new product is going to have a little 1, 2, 3 thing, right? Little 1, 2, 3 thing, and then access to all of this liquidity, right? To all of these different chains. So look, they're catching up a little bit. I really do believe that they're catching up. But look, this game is early in terms of tokenization and things like that. And I think we're going to catch up significantly faster than what most people think. But in the end, did I lose my guy? What happened here? I wanted to share this. Yeah, here it is. Vet shared this, and I want to share what he said here. Bottom up versus top down. Both equally important, again, because the community for a long time is, has been mistaken in thinking that it's institutions, it's banks, it's going to be this top-down thing. I mean, even I'm going to share some posts in this, some comments in this post, and people still thinking that. They're still thinking that. Bottom up versus top down, question mark, both equally important. Institutions alone are not going to enable the XRPL DeFi use case. You need grassroots adoption as well. This is how compelling ecosystems get created. Without you, the XRP community, the ecosystem is not compelling. Now, if you watch this whole interview, David goes on to say that one of the things that he sees happening, like no one knows how it's going to go, right? No one knows for sure, but he says one of the things he sees happening is if an institution has 1,000 customers using the product, and now this institution says, you know what, I think our product on blockchain is better. It's better if our product is on the blockchain. David says, well, they got 5,000 or 1,000 customers. Now those customers are on chain, but that's not enough to get them staying there, right? There's going to be some other thing. So I see what he's hoping that is going to happen, right? I see that, right? David said that the institution coming doesn't necessarily bring the customers. It doesn't necessarily bring the customers. So it's got to be a transition for those customers to do it this way. What I say to get on chain, what I say is there's people already on chain. There's already a grassroots community. Already. Maybe we, by way of some token, want to use or leverage that product. To me, that is the way it's going to happen. This institution comes on, they get on the chain, they're gonna get some token, something that, right? Liquidity, incentives, whatever. And the grassroots will take up and envelop and evolve around that token. That's what I believe is going to, because this is what I've seen happen other places. I mean, just look at what just recently happened with Flare Networks. So anyway, I think that's what's it's going to take, right? I really, really do. And so that's both people. That's the institution coming on with something, and it's the grassroots saying, well, where's the token? What do we all do when we looked at Ondu Finance and we looked at, like, for example, right? Ondu Finance, and we looked at Centrifuge and we looked at Goldfinch. What do we all do on a live stream multiple times? Do they have a token? Because as a U.S. investor, we can't, we're being protected. First thing we looked at is, do they have a token? Right? Do they have a token? And so eventually, when these regulations and all that stuff and other stuff happen, it'll be even more beneficial to have the Ondu token, to have the Polytrade token, to have the de facto token for U.S. investors. It'd be even more beneficial. So that's the thing that, that's David's vision, get that thing into DeFi somehow, make it somehow where, people that are already in crypto and already in the chain can access this institutional product by way of the token until we get regulatory clarity. We can't wait around for regulatory clarity. We don't know when that's going to happen, right? Ondu Finance is doing its thing. It's on a chain. Most of the people using it have the token. Most of the people using it know about Ondu is because of the token. It's because of the token, which is making their business model better. You understand? That's how it's going to work, in my opinion. But just check out these comments here. Like, I don't believe XRP is dependent on the grassroots unless does a rug pull. Global payments is not a grassroots problem. I don't understand this. Who's making global payments? How is it not a grassroots problem? There aren't regular people trying to make cross-border payments that are paying an arm and a leg, that are getting hoodwinked and bamboozled by the current cross-border payment system. I don't understand this comment. I don't understand it. Little guys can't develop the necessary core technologies. Who built Ethereum? Like, who built Ethereum? Who built the XRPL? Wasn't that a little guy? I thought that was a little guy. I thought it was initially Ryan Fugger, sold some stuff off. And David Schwartz and Jim Caleb. They don't seem like institutions to me. So I don't know what this dude's talking about. Anyway, this guy's saying David's response is politically neutral. Enterprises don't need grassroots users. I don't understand that. Every business needs customers. Every business needs a customer. Every business needs a customer. Grassroots won't cause price appreciation in the XRP ecosystem. This is the mindset, unfortunately, for a lot of people in the community. Until it's changed, until it's an awakening, until people say, look, my wallet is looking really, really pretty, and my CEO is not in jail, and my chairman is not in jail, and yet the asset that I hold is at 52 cents, and BNB reaches an all-new time high, a new all-time high. That's grassroots right there. There ain't a bunch of enterprise financial institutions compliant hopping on the BNB chain. But how are the BNB holders doing? On their journey to creating generational wealth for themselves and their family, how are they doing? How are they doing? And this is not to compare BNB to XRP. It's just as to reference to make my point that ecosystems that grow, that add value to the holder, to the retail holder, comes by way of the community, by the grassroots. Ask the Solana camp. Ask the BNB camp. That's the way it happened. That's the way I see it. There ain't no institutions, and I don't hear anyone from Binance talking about. I don't even hear them talking about tokenization real fast. I mean, maybe, but I haven't heard it. This is all grassroots stuff. It's the bottom-up approach. That the ecosystem is made up from the bottom-up approach. I mean, there's no sense in arguing it. I mean, it's cool if you want to wait for institutions to come. But boy, I'm glad I have BNB. While I'm waiting, I'm glad I got involved in the Solana ecosystem. I didn't get in at 10, but I got in. And I wasn't waiting. I'm glad. This is all I'm saying. It's a great thing is we don't have to be beholden to one, and we don't have to compare our wallets to, look how pretty my wallet looks. I'm interested in what's inside the wallet, not how it looks on the outside. What's inside of it? All right, fam. So there it is. This wraps up your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you've been hanging out watching the crypto season, you have enjoyed those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. By the way, we got about 50% of people who are hanging out watching the Crypto Siege and listening to the Crypto Siege who have not subscribed. And we would love to get that number down from 50% down to like 25%. So If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. Look, I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.